Hey, there's a helicopter right in front of us. You know what that means? Oh, every second.
We need to hold the majority so we can take ground.
Oh, what a start. Oh, shit.
What you just witnessed was not my first time flying a helicopter in Battlefield 6. It was actually my second.
We now hold objective Bravo.
Dang.
I know what you're thinking. Isn't it ironic that your name is Dan Tudor's Battlefield? But at least give me a chance to defend myself. I'm used to flying inverted, and those controls were non-inverted, so when I went to pull up, it just crashed straight into the ground. Needless to say, flying helicopters and jets in Battlefield 6, or really in any Battlefield game, is hard. So here are my tips on how to, as Dave Grohl would say, learn to fly. First, go to the Community tab, click the Browse Servers button, and look for a server that says something like Heli and Jet Practice. For me, you can find quite a few of these servers on the first page. Just so you're aware, you might have to try a few servers before you find a good one. A good server is one where there is a surplus of jets and helicopters and you're not waiting in line for one. Also, you should find a server where you can't deal damage to other players or vehicles. It won't say it on the server, but you'll figure it out within the first 15 seconds of joining the lobby. Next, the controls. My advice would be to experiment with the settings until you find a control scheme that feels natural to you. I play on console, so the two most common setups are the default, which uses the left stick to raise and lower altitude, and the triggers to zoom in and fire your weapons, and then alternate is the other control scheme, where the triggers actually control the altitude, which feels more natural to some people. You can also invert controls for helicopters and jets separately, but that was not working for me. Like literally, I put the controls to inverted and it was not inverted, which was very frustrating. So I just kept the default controls and learned to deal with it. Do not worry about your weapons yet. Just focus on staying in the air and not crashing. Try to make turns. Challenge yourself to fly as low to the ground as possible. Try flying around obstacles. Try making a graceful landing. Even just 15 minutes of practice can greatly improve your skills. After you think you've gotten the hang of flying, or at least not crashing, try to do a strafe run. Here's how you do it. It doesn't matter if you're in a jet or a helicopter, just pick a target, a mountaintop, or one of the smokestacks in Operation Firestorm, and focus fire on that target. If you're doing it right, it'll feel like you're about to crash into the target, but then you pull up at the last second and turn around. That's how you can maximize your chances of killing enemy infantry, tanks, and other aircraft. By the way, if you'd like to watch more of my Battlefield tutorial videos, please hit the subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. The attack chopper comes with 2 weapons before you unlock anything. Rockets that follow wherever your cursor is aiming, and the secondary weapon is lock-on missiles that can target other jets and helicopters. The jets also have this lock-on missile secondary, but their primary weapon is a heavy machine gun that has a high rate of fire and can tear through enemy infantry and other aircraft. Now, if you're flying in an actual match, you'll need to learn how to play defense as well, so that you can stay in the air as long as possible. A couple of tips. First, if you're getting locked on, you'll hear a beeping sound that is very nerve-wracking. Your best defense against this is gonna be your flares. I'm guessing you know what flares are already, but just in case you don't, your aircraft looks like it deploys a mini firework, which causes incoming missiles to target the flares instead of you. Learn what button to hit to deploy them. For console, it's left on the D-pad. When should you deploy your flares? Not when you see locked. Only when you see the incoming indicator is when you pull the flares. And then after you pull the flares, it will take about 17 seconds to replenish them. So in the meantime, get away from all other infantry, jets, and helicopters, and hide until you get your flares back. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but if you know it's an enemy infantry locking onto you, try flying low to the ground and behind mountains or other obstacles to break line of sight. If you know it's a jet or a helicopter locking onto you, that's going to be harder to evade. I would try flying towards your nearest teammate and pray that they're playing engineer and have rockets to take down the enemy. Because if they see you first and they're already locked onto you, you're going to lose that fight 9 times out of 10.
You lose that battle. You lose that battle 9 times out of 10.
So that's all the tips I have for today. I'll probably make a part 2 to this video in the future, but not until I learn how to be a better pilot myself. So if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and if you have any flying tips, please feel free to share them in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you out there on the battlefield. Take care, and bye-bye.